Happy to be back with more Tetris Effect. This game's really good. Let me know if it's too quiet or too loud once we start here. Okay, journey mode. We were here. Zen Blossoms is right, yeah. I recently watched the Summoning Salt video about the Tetris world record that came out since the last episode of this, so I think I appreciate better what's actually going on in the Tetris community. After Small Jordan had this on Subblock, I had the NES version on Subblock for a while. Pretty crazy. One of Summoning Salt's better videos too. I recommend it if you haven't watched it yet. Not saying a lot. It's pretty good. This is the motif from the fountain. Summoning Salt is really, really good at... Lying isn't the right word. Withholding crucial information or presenting the story as people understood it at the time without giving away the twist, if that makes sense. It's really good for storytelling to just say, this is the kill screen, and not hint, actually, no, this is not the kill screen, right? I think there's a lot of creators who are too tempted to be excessively, like, accurate in the process of telling the story. And kind of lose the picture that people are actually experiencing at the time. This game is really pretty. I really like it. Audio balance okay? Can anyone let me know? It looks okay in the equalizer. It's kind of hard to look away from this game. Okay, cool, thanks. It's completely wild to see all the, like, kind of modern Gen Z Tetris players who can do tech that I would not have thought possible. Like, that rolling tech is completely nuts, so it would never be something I could do. I completely understand why all of the, like, millennial Tetris players just completely bowed out after that became the main way of doing things. Like, I'm good. Not all of them, obviously, but... Imagine they have to, like, burn through NES controllers, like... NES controllers aren't like modern controllers where they break after, like, you know, a couple of years of heavy usage. I'm on my, like, third Xbox One controller now. My NES controller still works fine. I still imagine, like, hitting it that hard constantly has gotta fuck it up over time, you know? I have a, is it R1 that lets me turn this on? Yeah, okay. Plan to use it, not do such a stupid thing next time, but it's okay. Okay, not as good as it could have been. Guess there's still pretty significant places for Tetris to go after that documentary. Like, I don't know that humans will ever achieve it, but I wouldn't have expected humans would achieve what they've already achieved, so... I think the thing that I found the most insane is this idea that, like, there's this almost unintentional deep metagame that exists beyond the kill screen with a whole bunch of things that are accidental or the result of bugs, but like which have the feel of intentional design. Like the fact that the colors start glitching out and that some of the colors are like naturally significantly harder than other colors palettes because you can't see them very well. That's just really cool to me, even though no one put it in there on purpose. So Rebirth is where you memorize all of the line clears that will cause the game to crash, because the game crash risk only exists in a certain like window of the game, and you survive until it loops back around to level 1. That sounds nuts. But you have to keep playing through crash levels to get to the point where it loops back around, right? Is the part that seems possible for like a machine learning algorithm to do, but yeah, that's what I was saying. I really like the different ways they make the rotating effect of music in this. It's really good. Shit. Fucked up. The escalating intensity too. Not great. Okay. Need to use the slowdown effect better. It seems like just the possibility, like, because you need to memorize every possible crash condition, right? Or are they just planning to have like a specific order that you have to do everything in? That you're like, okay, now that I'm in the crash zone, I have to get a 2-line clear and then a 3-line clear. That seems very difficult without memorizing the whole thing. This is a cool stage. Oh, are they just doing Tetris Gym? Okay. So they're doing Rebirth without having to do crash dodging. Okay. Still pretty impressive. I see. Yeah, I watched a video of a machine learning algorithm getting to Rebirth on the NES version and like specifically dodging crashes, and I was under the impression that they were going for that not on Tetris Gym, but on the original version of the game. That's crazy though. Yeah, that makes more sense. Like, that sounds impossible. I don't think they could ever do that. It's too big of a table to memorize. Really like the pacing of this isn't just constantly getting faster in the levels. It changes depending on what tone they're going for in the section. Oops, shit. Missed drop. Probably my favorite version of Tetris that I've played. Sure. Yeah, it's like the Albuquerque Balloon Festival. Course. I don't want to be sitting on this for too long. The longer I'm sitting on it, I'm not building up to another one. Sweet. Octorus is as good as it gets, I think, in terms of it affecting my score, so as long as I get 8 minimum, then I feel good. Oops. Try to fix that. Really like this game's soundtrack. It's really good. How different all the levels feel too. I'm surprised they've all moved to Tetris Gym. Is that like, it seems like that's almost unprecedented in speedrunning. The entire community has kind of agreed to move on to a hacked version of the game. I guess I'm assuming they all classify it separately. They call it Tetris Gym as though it's a distinct game with similar mechanics to NES Tetris. That's better. I don't mind it myself, but start getting that like confetti problem later on. You try to keep playing an NES, where you have to keep like pausing to clear it, which sounds horrible. And you're still rolling all the time. Oh. Get the wrong L piece. I think I would need to like deliberately practice to memorize which L and R and Z and S pieces are which, instead of just like figuring it out in the moment through rotating and praying. Get Andrea to play this. She likes Tetris. Oh, really? FF10 has removed a cutscene. It uses a cutscene remover mod. I guess it's literally just a significant time save. Because there's no version of FF10 that has a working cutscene skip, is there? I seem to remember that being a point of pain with the HD re-release. That HD release seems like it's just plagued with issues, like actively looks worse than the base game. They didn't have access to the mocap tech that was used to make the game initially. This is a really cool color palette and stage concept. It's the wrong one. Okay. This journey mode is like perfectly calibrated for my Tetris skill, which is not very high. I guess I'm playing it on normal too. I'm curious what expert changes about it, if it makes it significantly faster or what. Totally intentional mini T-spin there. 100% calculated. Shit. Probably should have done it the way I had it lined up at first there. Sitting on my Tetris effect thing a while. Like it's been too high for me to use it. Maybe that doesn't actually matter. Shit. What I meant to do there. Okay. Dodecatrice. Oh, okay. Does go higher than Octris. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know if you can actually fail sooner when you're using that effect. It's hard for me to read. Oops, shit, I hit the time limit on spinning there. Just trying to fit it into a specific spot. Wrong one. Like the music responding to your rotation like is so seamless that sometimes I forget that it's happening. Sounds really good. Shit. Oh, that's really bad. Might be fatal, we'll see. Shit, no! Okay. Okay, let's try to do a better job at the bottom this time. Just playing catch up that whole game. Let's go a bit better. Oh, it's really not good. Pretty seamless when you fail too, that's nice. Get you playing again. Ah. I think you get to rotate like 10 times and then it yells at you. Oh, that's crazy. 3.5 hours to 3 hours. Yeah, that was bad. No good. It's good to listen to pretty music and see pretty visuals, though. Metamorphosis. Don't ask. I think this might be my favorite game that I've played from the Rez developer. I like Rez a lot. I think his style is like perfect for Tetris. NES Tetris speedrunning definitely feels like the most speedrunners are playing a completely different game than what I'm playing. Although it's interesting because I can still follow what they're doing and I can still imagine what's happening in their brain while they're doing it. I just can't imagine playing at that speed and needing to like do that many inputs and not having your hand just give up on you, even with the rolling technique. I mentioned this last episode, but I really like this game's willingness to slow things down, play with the game speed based on what's going on in the song or with the visuals. Force feedback in that section. Should try playing this in VR at some point. It seems like this is a good VR game. Oh shit, I did not mean to do that. You said zoom, please. Thank you. It's acting real foolish over here. That's better. It's the cool Lisa Frank level. It's one of my favorite levels so far. Here it's speeding up because that's what the song is doing. And I think it might slow back down again afterward. Whoops, I made a mistake right after I did that. Oh man, really fucking up now. Pressure's on and I cannot act. Save my bacon. I don't know if this is like a set number of lions that this goes for. Ooh, that was real gross. My worst use of that mechanic so far, I think. Come on, there you go. This is the Twitch is not going to be happy with the patterns on the screen right now. This VOD's going to be huge. Looks really good on my screen. Fuck you, video compression algorithms. Oh, right on. Ooh, that's not good. That's real not good. Shit. Yeah, I know, right? Okay. More conservative. The game is on average getting a bit faster now, even though it does occasionally slow down. It's not being conservative. It's being a big idiot dumb guy. Oh, shit. Tempted to just restart after that, but I'll with it. Puyos. Puyo effect. That would be kind of cool. Can you do like a stripped down minimalistic res, like artsy fartsy Puyo? Or is the weird visual novel stuff like the Puyo version of that? Tetris Effect 99 would be pretty cool. Had a lot of good times with Tetris 99. It's kind of cool all the different form factors you can fit Tetris into, right? And still have it retain its identity. Briefly get a slowdown part during the Lisa Frank section. It's really impressive that this game always is, the music is always like legible. It doesn't sound like it's like suddenly transitioning from one bit to another part. Even though it's, you can definitely tell that it's triggering based on your gameplay, like line clears. It would be cool to have a rhythm mode of this where you're trying to time line clears with the beat on purpose. Maybe for like bonus score or something. I feel like you could probably pull that off. But I'm always looking for more rhythm games, rhythm adjacent experiences. He's got an Octris. Now I know it goes higher than Octris, though. I think I actually knew which piece I had there, Z versus L, without having to rotate it and learn it by force, so. Can teach an old dog new tricks, kind of. Okay, now it gets tough. So we about to drop the beat here. Oh god. Getting hit on the rotation limit like comes out of nowhere for me, and I get totally screwed when it happens. Oh god. Just dropped without me knowing why it didn't let me place it. I'm dead again. This is about the max speed I can possibly operate at, and it requires infinite spin. This game doesn't have infinite spin. It has finite spin, though, which is better than no spin at the bottom like NES Tetris, for me anyway. Come on. There you go. There's a limit to what you can spin tiles over when you're trying to spin them like that. You can only climb a certain height, I guess. That's the right way to think about it. Oh, that was a mistake. I guess you can use this to save yourself, kind of, depending on when you time it. I don't know if it makes the top of the screen more dangerous, though. Since the lines don't actually get to clear. Okay, it ends if you hit the top of the screen. Gotcha. I thought it would, like, cause me to completely fail out. So you can use it to kind of rescue yourself at the end. That's cool. Puyo Puyo Tetris is a Puyo game that absorbs some Tetris blocks. I was close to that last time. Really pretty. Hey, Earth isn't at the center of Sagittarius, eh? I get it. It's cool. That was great. I really, really like this game. Beautiful, excellent use of Tetris. Really well calibrated to, like, my skill level, at least on normal. I imagine experts pretty tricky. It seems like it's really cool in VR. This one, I have a VR headset over here. I've used it for like one game on stream. I guess my thought is I won't play something in VR on stream unless if it's really like super transformative to the experience and it's not just like, you know, an alternate monitor that's difficult to capture. But here I think that it might be pretty transformative just from kind of existing in the space and seeing everything flying past you and the like. The soundtrack was really good. The visuals are always amazing. I'd love to see more from the Rez developer. I'd love to see more from Tetris. I think that there's depths to mine there still. I think Pajitnov like stumbled on this like miraculous game geometry that almost exists in nature, right? I'm increasingly, as I get older and I play more and more games, it feels like game design is discovered rather than invented. It's like there's concepts that you can have that work in the math, and there's concepts that don't. And, you know, it's still, you know, it requires a lot of brilliance to do the discovery and present it in a way that's engaging for players. But I think Tetris is one of those things where very early on, Pajitnov just like stumbled on this pattern that you can make a game out of, and that game has like an enormous amount of depth, way more depth than you might imagine it would have. And it's still amazing 30 years later, which is really cool. And it can be amazing by having a completely different form like this one. It can be amazing by just playing the shit out of NES Tetris for 30 years. It's really, really cool to me. It's beautiful in a way, right? It's a nice little microcosm of this medium that I love so much, video games. Glad this game did so well too. It sounds like it sold pretty well and reviewed really well. It came out during COVID. Yeah, I was skeptical when I saw Tetris speedrunning. I'm like, what? What does that mean? Then I watched the Summoning Salt video. I was like, oh, I get it. Okay. It's cool. I do like the way speedrunning sort of like is death of the author made manifest in a lot of ways. Let's make a sub game out of this game that wasn't really designed into it by default. Like, let's discover more in the thing than the developer initially discovered through releasing it, right? It's a cool thing to watch as an outsider. I'm glad that channels like Summoning Salt and events like GDQ exist so that someone who wouldn't be able to have the stomach for speedrunning myself can appreciate it from like a bird's eye view. That was great. Okay. World score will be tracked when playing at this difficulty or lower. Challenge journey mode from start to finish. That seems hard. That seems like that would be fun to try to do. Maybe I'll do that in VR at some point. Thanks for putting this on, Jordan. I had a good time with it.